Warning, there is a good chance Bitcoin Mike has no idea what he's talking about. Do your own research. Enjoy the show. Thank you. Right, folks, this is why you don't sell all your Bitcoin and crypto at the first sign of a dump. We've been talking about this for the last couple days, actually the last couple weeks. Yes, Bitcoin on a little bit of a dump over the last couple days, last week. Been telling people it's not worth selling, it's not worth shorting, it's not worth getting out because Bitcoin could pump at any moment, especially with this whole banking narrative that is out there right now. And of course, now you see First Republic Bank is expected to be seized by the U.S. government. Remember, folks, this was the same bank that Jim Cramer on CNBC was telling people was a strong bank. And now they're going under.
Watch your guru. First Republic Bank expected to be seized by U.S. government. Wow. First Republic Bank is expected to be seized by the U.S. government. A report by Fox Business Network says, according to Charles Gasparino, bankers working with First Republic say they expect eventual government receivership for the ailing bank. This will come after it exhausts private sector solutions, such as asset sales and finding a buyer, both of which appear difficult. Not surprised. First Republic lost more than 40% of its deposits, approximately $72 billion in the first quarter of this year. Holy crap.
That's bad.
Its shares sank nearly 50% as the end of Tuesday.
I mean, not to get too political, but I don't remember any banks collapsing like this under Trump. So we got the inflation, we got banks collapsing, we got record crime, we got the dollar devalued to nothing, and you have a war, you have the Russia war in Ukraine, China about to invade Taiwan. I mean, the country has never been in such bad shape. But yeah, so now you have banks collapsing. The narrative is out there. It's been out there for the last couple months. In fact, this is what brought Bitcoin from 20,000 to 30,000 was the narrative for banks collapsing. So here it is again. This narrative isn't going away. More banks will collapse, and every time they do, the money is going to be flowing into Bitcoin. So you have Bitcoin up a couple $1,000s over the last 24 hours or $1,500, whatever it is. But not only Bitcoin is up, you have altcoins pumping. This is not just a Bitcoin pump. This is also an altcoin pump, which is extremely bullish for the overall markets. If it was just Bitcoin up and not the altcoins, I'd probably say, okay. You know, but everything wants to go up now. I mean, even yesterday, I was going to make a video yesterday, but I didn't have time. Even Litecoin was at $91 yesterday. This is when Bitcoin was down to $27,000. Like, people are putting money into altcoins. You got XRP back up to 48 cents. Cardano's up 8%, guys. 8%. Cardano went down to 38. Cardano went down to 38 cents. Now it's back up almost to 42 cents. So I've been begging people to buy these coins. I made a video a couple of days ago. I said, you know, I know somebody personally who sold all of their crypto a couple of days ago, or last week, or whatever it was, right after the initial dump. And I haven't heard from that person since. So this is not the time to be selling your crypto on dumps. Now is the time to be buying the dips, or at least holding for that bull market. So let's see what else. I mean, even Solana's up 8%. Cardano's up 3%, but it was up yesterday, even when Bitcoin was down. $92 Litecoin is extremely bullish. Have Arbitron. I think Arbitron's a pump and dumper. I've been telling people I don't trust it, but if you're in Arbitron, congratulations, it's up 12%. And of course, I mean, really almost every major altcoin, even VeChain is up 7%. Theta is up 8% at $1.06 now. So everything is looking great. This is why I'm overall bullish. You know, yesterday I was watching a video. I didn't make a video yesterday. We were overall kind of a little bit bearish yesterday. And Alicio Rezante, who's a very good trader, very good market indicator guy, he was saying, hey, look, he's bullish. And he made this video yesterday before.
On the stock market last year. In fact, you may remember from my videos last year, I mentioned there's no confirmation of a kiss of death at all on the stock market, which I think you're probably wondering right now is, well, is it likely that we could see the death or the kiss of death pattern within this overall chart sometime this year in 2023? The answer to this question, in my view, is no. And I'm going to give you some explanations as to why I'm not expecting a kiss of death signal this year in 2023 for Bitcoin, which by the way should come as some good news to you. So let me just go through the reasons as to why I do not think that a kiss of death signal is going to happen this year for Bitcoin. The first most important reason is a very bullish signal which we received on Bitcoin some months ago. In fact, you may remember I mentioned this in my video back, I think it was in January, when I mentioned that the 2-week chart of Bitcoin, the 2-week time frame of Bitcoin, gave us a nice bullish crossover on the MACD. So usually when there's a MACD crossover, a bullish crossover, again on the MACD chart, on the 2-week time frame, that's often a very bullish and a positive sign for Bitcoin. In the past, whenever this happened, this has been a very positive sign for Bitcoin, leading to big rallies and positive returns for the crypto. So that's the first sign. There is actually a second reason, that's to do with Elliott waves and Elliott wave theory. Now, I'm not going to discuss this in this particular video. I'll go into this in a separate video for you, and I've actually discussed this in much more detail in the members video already. But apart from Elliott wave theory, the third most important reason has to do with the fact that the NASDAQ and the tech sector in general is showing signs of strength and is outperforming the overall markets. And that's an important thing because usually when the NASDAQ and the tech sector in general is doing quite well and is showing signs of strength, that is a bullish sign for Bitcoin and crypto as well. The fourth important factor and bullish sign for Bitcoin is the fact that Bitcoin has managed to stay above, in other words, get above and stay above the weekly 21 EMA. As I'm sure you probably know, the weekly 21 EMA is a very important level on the chart, especially for Bitcoin. In the past, whenever Bitcoin has managed to get above its 21 weekly moving average, it's been a very positive sign. It's a bullish sign for the crypto. I mentioned this already in the previous video, you may recall. Bitcoin has managed to finally get above the 21 weekly moving average. Whenever Bitcoin gets above its 21 EMA and stays above it, it's a good sign. It's a sign of a potential bull.
Anyway, that's interesting. I don't want to play that much of it, but it's kind of interesting the two trains of thoughts here. You have Gareth Soloway who says, I'm not bullish in Bitcoin until it stays above 30,500, which to me is a little bit crazy because we went from 15,000 to 30,000. And now you're saying, well, it's got to stay above 30,500. It seems to me with Gareth Soloway, he's always raising the goalpost. Like if we get to 35,000, he'll say, well, I'm not bullish until we get above 36,000 and stay there. But with Alessio Rosante, who is really more of an academic trader, and he's been spot on, big gold trader before he got into Bitcoin, he says, look, we just had to get above the weekly EMA, which was, I think, at 22,000 or 21,000. So as long as we stay above that, he's bullish. So two trains of thought. I put more credence into Alessio. I just think he's been right, and he's been around far longer. So he's overall bullish. And he actually made this video yesterday when we were kind of bearish. The stock market was dumping. Bitcoin was kind of dumping down to 27,000 or whatever. And then, of course, today we are at, almost $30,000 Bitcoin. And, I mean, you can't argue this is a great pump. And you can't argue that a lot of shorts got liquidated and a lot of people sold their crypto over the last week. And now they're buying back in higher, which is why we don't do that on this channel. I want to cover this story. It came out a couple days ago. Crypto is dead in America, says longtime Bitcoin bull Charmuth Palapibia. I can never pronounce this guy's name. He's that Indian guy. Here he is right here. Big Bitcoin guy. He has that podcast. Tech investor Charmuth, who previously claimed Bitcoin has replaced gold and would eventually get to 200,000, now says crypto is dead in America. The United States authorities have firmly pointed their guns at crypto. Charmuth said on the latest episode of the All In podcast. The SEC has ramped up its enforcement of the crypto industry, bearing down on companies and projects that were allegedly selling unregistered securities. Do I agree with this? In a way, I do. And I actually want to talk a little bit about something. You guys know I've been big into Coinbase stock. I was telling people to buy Coinbase stock, when it was half of what it was right now. I don't even remember what I was buying at. It was like $30 or something. I pretty much sold most of my Coinbase stock now, and I put it into MicroStrategy. With everything going on with the SEC, and now it looks like Coinbase is fighting the SEC, I just feel like I'd rather be in something more connected to Bitcoin. And I think MicroStrategy is a better bet versus Coinbase, who they could end up losing some sort of SEC lawsuit, or all the money they're putting into fighting the lawsuit might hurt their bottom line. So, yeah, I agree with what he's saying that it doesn't make sense at this juncture for any companies to really do anything crypto-related in the United States. But I do think we have an election season coming up. I do think Republicans are going to win, and I think things are going to be a little bit more crypto-friendly. So I would say right now we are in a no man's land for crypto in the United States. And for me, I actually think that's bullish, because I'd rather be in a no man's land where we just kind of stay where we're going right now and like it is what it is, and a few companies are getting sued versus a land where everybody gets sued, and they basically just come out and say crypto is illegal in the United States, which, you know, you could see happen if liberals stay in power. So I actually think as long as everything stays as it is right now, you got Coinbase, you got Binance.us. I know you have the whole staking lawsuit with Coinbase, but as long as everything stays as it is right now, we go into that Bitcoin halving next year, I think everything is going to be fine. So I don't think crypto is dead in the United States. There's still plenty of places to buy crypto: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Coinbase, Binance, what is it? Kraken, wherever the hell else there is to buy. Even you can even buy crypto on, I think, PayPal. But you are going to see companies going to other countries like Japan, even China's talking about being more accepting to crypto, Philippines, you know, Korea, places like that. So I do think you could eventually see most crypto companies moving their main operations out of the United States. But the question is this going to affect us in the next bull market making profits? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. You know, as long as the U.S. government doesn't come out and say we're banning all cryptos, I think we're going to do just fine. But it is interesting as of what's going on right now. And like I said, I think this is just kind of like an in-between period. I think eventually the United States is going to have to come around and come out with some guidance for crypto. But I don't think it's going to happen until after the next election. So that's one reason I'm kind of keeping out of Coinbase stock right now, because I think they're going to have a really hard, long year fighting the SEC. And we did make substantial profits on Coinbase. And of course, you know, the reason Bitcoin's pumping right now, First Republic Bank dives another 20%. Remember, folks, you are not safe in banks. The whole banking narrative, you know, this is what doom and gloomers have been talking about for the past 50 years or 30 years or 20 years, that eventually banks were going to collapse. Remember, banks are collapsing now under Joe Biden. I've never seen anything like it. You can't argue it. And it's only bullish for crypto. Now, of course, with First Republic Bank crashing, if they do get bought out by the FDIC, they're probably going to make everybody whole. And they're going to pay everybody off. But just remember, you're in a situation where the government, if the government decides not to bail you out, you lose all your money. So really it's getting to a point where crypto is no different than, is no more risky than keeping your money in a bank, because First Republic Bank was actually a pretty big bank. So not to say that, you know, I'm all out on banks, but it goes to show that your money is not safe in banks anymore. And I think what you're going to see is just people taking a percentage of their money out of the banks and put it in the crypto. And of course, that's why Bitcoin's pumping today. So today is an overall good day for crypto. You can't deny it. We're back up to that $30,000 level. Just like I said last week, wouldn't surprise me if Bitcoin goes right back up to 30,000. All the negative comments came out last week on my crypto page saying Litecoin's gone to zero, Cardano sucks. You know, crypto's dead. You know, it's just like when all those negative Nancys come out, you know, we're going to pump pretty soon. So it's a good day, folks. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.